Bang Bang MMA gang. Let's just say I'm back. UFC 306 picks by MMA gang locks. I'm telling you, lock in. Starting off, we have Raul Rosas Jr. versus, I can't even make this up, Ricky Lang. Now, this guy is a solid fighter. He has good fights in his little promotions and stuff. Let's not even overthink this. We're doing quick predictions. We're going Raul Rosas Jr. second round rear naked choke. Moving on, we have Joshua Van versus Edgar Jarez. Now, we've seen the narrative shift of Joshua Van. Did he lose to Charles Johnson? Whatever. Was it a fluke? Yes. Am I going with Joshua Van? Yes. I'm going Joshua Van by knockout. We've seen Edgar Jarez get dropped multiple times. Edgar Jarez he's the typical journeyman, definition of an absolute journeyman. He's a good fighter. He's a test fighter for people that want to come in to the top 15. It is what it is. Joshua Van is one of the best boxers in the UFC. I'm going Joshua Van by knockout in the second round. Moving on, we have Yasmin versus Caitlin Souza. Now, let's not even overthink this. I see a lot of books talking about this, talking about that. I'm going Yasmin. Yasmin, she did fight on the other UFC card, the UFC Mexico card. Yasmin is, when it comes to women's fights, it's what I like to call a wobbler. Like, it's a wobbler. Like, it's a 50-50. This is the definition of a wobbler. I'm going Yasmin Yasmin by decision, by the way, simply because it's a wobbler. Yasmin versus Caitlin Souza. It's not going to end in a finish. It's going to be one of those absolute snoozers, but you got to have those on these type of prelims, and that is that. Moving on, Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Now, Ignacio Bahamondes is a guy that has knockout power. He has great kicks, training partner of Bilal Muhammad. This guy, people underestimate. He's one of those guys where it's like, damn, I didn't know who he was. Like, for you guys, not me. Ignacio Bahamondes is a dog. He has great kicks. He has great striking. Underrated. Like, people don't talk about this. He's one of the best strikers I've seen in the UFC right now. Ignacio Bahamondes. It's going to be hard to predict decision. I don't want to say all finishes, but I'm going Ignacio Bahamondes by finish. Manuel Torres is a tough fighter. Ignacio Bahamondes by front kick finish, and that is that. Moving on, we have Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. Now, when it comes to Irene Aldana, you only get two type of fights with Irene Aldana. You get her fight with Amanda Nunes where she's gun shy. She feels like she's overmatched. Like, she's not even giving us her all. She feels like she's completely overmatched. Irene Aldana gives you two different fights. Either the fight she fought with Amanda Nunes where she's gun shy, or the recent fight, I think it was on 300, where she gave us it wasn't on 300. Was it on 300? Yes, it was on 300. It was the absolute one of the greatest women fights I've ever seen. Bloody elbows, fighting inside the pocket. Irene Aldana's a dog. I'm going Irene Aldana by decision in an absolute bloodbath, and that is that. Moving on to the main card, a fight that nobody cared about. Now, after the press conference, we might care about. We have Ode Osborne versus Ronaldo Rodriguez, and I'm going, drums please, Ode Osborne. Ronaldo Rodriguez, man, it's tough because he can get finishes, but at the same time, you look at his regional fights, this guy is a guy where he lost the Dana White Contender. He came back, worked his way back up, but man, he has some tough losses. He's had some decision losses. He's a good talker. He's good. He might have that spirit that takes him over the top. I'm just going to go with the safer pick here, and I'm not leading the audience astray. Go to Ode Osborne by decision, and that is that. Moving on, we have Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics. Now, Daniel Zellhuber is a guy, great kicks, great. He has, like, I feel like everybody's like, he finally understood. You're tall and lanky. Use your fucking jab. He can jab from distance. If he starts using that jab, Esteban Ribovics is kind of shorter than him. It's going to be hard for him to close that distance. But Esteban Rivas is a dog, bro. We just saw him brutally flatline Terrence McKinney. I'm talking brutally flatline him. It's another one of those wobblers, but I gotta go with the guy that's the more reach, the better kicks. I know this guy can cruise to a victory, even though I feel like he has that quit button. Like, if Esteban Rivas catches him, he can get a quick TKO. But I'm going to go with Daniel Zellhuber. We on! My fight of the night, my favorite fight of the night, Brian T-City Ortega versus Diego Lopez. I'm going Brian Ortega. Now, Brian Ortega is a guy that he kind of gets underrated. Like, every fight he's had, he's never been flatlined. He's only lost TKO was against Max Holloway, a fight that was stopped in the corner. He could have fucking kept fighting. Brian Ortega is a guy, he's going to weather the storm. Diego Lopez is a notorious fast starter, even if he gets the knockdown. I feel like Brian Ortega's guard is good enough to where even if he's hurt, he still can hold on. He could sweep. There's so much stuff he can rest in his guard. Diego Lopez good jiu-jitsu, but it's not. Diego Lopez is all about submission. He's like a Charles Oliveira, to where a Brian Ortega is like a Damien. It's like a position over submission. Like, he off his back, he can rest. If he's on top, I like Brian Ortega's jiu-jitsu better than Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez jumps into a lot of stuff. A lot of the people he's fighting don't have good jiu-jitsu, so you don't pay the consequences to jumping submissions like that. We've seen him have multiple decision losses. We've seen him with the Movsar loss. We've seen him, I'm forgetting who he was, an absolute dog. Like, don't get me wrong, Diego Lopez can beat most of the guys at featherweight, but Brian Ortega is just different. Even if you hurt him early, he's going to weather the storm. I feel like he's going to have a performance like he did against Korean Zombie. I'm going Brian Ortega by TKO in the third round, and that's that. Moving on, Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. I'm going Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso, this time by finish. Valentina has been acting like she's been champion for a long time. She should have lost against Talia Santos. Let's be real. Talia Santos beat her, and then Alexa Grasso beat her. She should be like Kamaru Usman on a 3-fight losing streak. She lost to Alexa Grasso twice, and she lost to Talia Santos. But she's been masquerading as this, oh, I should be champ. She's holding the belt for me. She timed your spinning back kick perfectly, took your back, choked you out. It was more of a fulcrum. She wasn't really under the chin. You tapped. It is what it is. And then, was it a 10-8 in that fifth round in the second fight? No, but did she win the fight? Were other rounds scored incorrectly? Yes. She's just better than you. The only way I see Valentina winning is she's a better striker. Let's not get it fucked up. She's the better striker. She can pitter-pat her way to a decision, like tap, 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 like the Brandon Royval approach. The tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Not even tap, tap, tap big like Nick Diaz. Just tap, tap, tap from the outside. And yeah, I could see that as a path to victory. But to be fair, I think Alexa Grasso has just been in there with her too much for a long time, multiple rounds. What was it, 5 + 3? So she's been in there almost 9 rounds with her. Yeah, I'm going Alexa Grasso by rear naked choke this time. And I'm going in the third round. Moving on for the main event of the evening. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus the machine, Merab Dvalishvili. I'm going Merab Dvalishvili. I said it. I've been thinking about this for weeks, for months. Who wins? And on the day of the fight, I'm picking Merab Dvalishvili. Can Sean O'Malley snipe him? Yes. But I've rewatched the Peter Yan fight. Sean O'Malley is good. He's not going to accept position if he's on the ground. But Peter Yan really was too tired to hold him down, but he took him down with ease. Now, Peter Yan's a good wrestler. Peter Yan has good takedowns, crafty takedowns, judo trips. But he is not in the stratosphere of Merab Dvalishvili when it comes to absolute, like, demoralizing pressure. You won't even have the chance to clip him. He's just going to hold you against the cage. The only thing I don't like about Merab is he has to do it for 5 rounds. It's not like Cejudo clipped him. We get it. Like, he's been clipped multiple times, but I'm just going to go Merab in a grueling 5-rounder. The same way he beat Petr Yan. I'm going Merab by 49-46 in an absolute dominant victory. Merab, he gets knocked down once. That wins O'Malley the round. But the other 4 rounds are going to be brutal for Sean O'Malley. Hold him up against the cage. Take him down. Play with him. And that is that. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend that the MMA gang is in. By the way, I'm back. I ain't fucking leaving. I'm back for good. A lot of my subscribers been commenting under other videos like, yo, what's up? Like, did you quit? Absolutely not. I'm fucking back and I'm here to take over, and that is that.